Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lady Raven.
Hurry, come on.
Wait. I gotta tie my shoe.
No dad jokes. This is serious. Come on.
I'm sorry. Lady Raven!
This is slap dad. Thank you. This is literally the best day of my life.
Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. I can leave you here in the seat.
I'm good, Dad.
Right? Hi.
Cooper,
Jamie.
what's with all the police trucks outside? The cameras everywhere, Jamie.
I'm not supposed to tell.
Something happening?
Don't rat me out.
I won't.
You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today, so they set up a trap for him. This whole concert, it's a trap. They're watching all the exits, checking everyone that leaves. There's no way to get out of here.
Somebody help me!
Dad.
I'm sorry, Riley. What was that?
Your daughter's never gonna forget this day.
You're kind of dope, right?
I've waited all year, and finally it's here. For 30 straight days, it's a month-long movie craze. That's right, I'm ready to post a podcast each day. I watched a movie, and now I've got stuff to say. 'Cause movie month is here, yes dear, in case I wasn't clear. 30 movies, films that I've never seen. Cast, podcast, from first day of month to last. In June, all June, this is my movie month too. Been doing this for 12 years. I'll pause for applause and cheers. Okay, well, maybe not. But please follow all month long. 'Cause movie month is here, yes dear, in case I wasn't clear. 30 movies, films that I've never seen. Cast, podcast, from first day of month to last. In June, all June. Listen and subscribe is what you should do. Apple, Spotify, and yes, on YouTube. Listen and subscribe, come on, don't be rude. Listen and subscribe all June.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's Friday, June 6th, which means for the 6th day in a row, I watched a movie I've never seen, and for the 6th day in a row, I am here podcasting to you, the people of Earth and beyond. And today, I watched the 2024 horror thriller Trap, the latest M. Night Shyamalan movie, and I enjoyed it. It was pretty good, I thought. You know, you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, and that is, you know, that's what the reviewers think. They gave it kind of a middling type score. You know, more people liked it than didn't, even though it's not enough to give it a glowing red tomato. I knew going in that I would probably enjoy it because I just kind of enjoy this stage of M. Night Shyamalan's career. I, like most people, was enamored with The Sixth Sense when it came out. I remember really loving Signs, and I thought The Village was pretty good. I loved Unbreakable. I never saw The Lady in the Water, but I remember being excited about it and then hearing terrible things about it or bad things about it, and I just never got to it. Then I think he did like a movie with Will Smith, like a big sci-fi movie. Then he did the Last Airbender, and I thought, well, okay, you know, he's not making movies that I want to see anymore. But then he came back started doing these smaller movies. I think did it start with The Visit, with the grandparents movie? And I was like, okay, you know what? I want to see this. And I quite liked that. I think I've seen all of his films since then. So the first movie I ever did for Movie Month ever was the movie Devil, where they're trapped in an elevator. And it's not directed by him, but it was supposed to be part of his like night stories, or I forget exactly what they were called, the Night Chronicles. And so he produced it. He might have written it too. Nope, he didn't write or direct it. I just looked on the blog post, because this used to be a blog. He did produce it, and the screenplay is based on his story. And so I thought, oh, he's going to start doing these little movies. There was never any other Night Chronicles as far as I know. But then he did The Visit. And then he came back with Split. And I remember Split was a big hit for him. And then it turns out it's an Unbreakable sequel. We got Glass, which was not as good as Split, but I still enjoyed it. I liked getting that next bit of the story. He did that movie Old, which, again, not... And then was last year, I was at the Knock at the Cabin. I watched it last year. Like, these movies are all pretty good. They all try to do something. They're all like... It's like, I salute his attempt at what he's making. You know, none of these are IP. Well, I guess you could say Unbreakable, Split, and Glass are a trilogy. But it's like, these are usually smaller stories with some spookiness to them, some creepiness to them, and they're standalone things. Now, I don't know if that means the same for today's movie, but I was like, you know what? I just like these small... It's almost like singer-songwriter version of a movie. His writer-director, and I mean, this was like a family affair. He had his daughter. I thought his daughter was just going to be part of the the concert they went to see, but it turns out she's actually an actress, and she's been in such movies as Trap, Signs, and Old. So, I mean, yes, we see where she where she gets her jobs from, but she also is, I guess, a musician. Suleika Shyamalan. And look, I don't know pop music all that well. Sounded as good to anything else as anything else to me. She was in Signs as additional crew. Oh, interesting. And she was on the soundtrack of Old, and of course she's on the soundtrack to Trap. So if you don't know, the story is a man brings his daughter to a concert, and it turns out that the concert is a giant trap to catch a serial killer, and the man just happens to be the serial killer. Now, as an M. Night Shyamalan fan, I remember thinking the twist is he's the killer. I said, that's too lame because everyone's going to think that. So that can't be the twist. Oh, the twist is he isn't the killer. Nope, that didn't happen. Then I'm thinking to myself, the twist is his family's in on it and they all know and they accept him. Nope, that didn't happen. There really wasn't a twist. There was kind of. I guess the twist is, like, how do they know that he was going to be there? Well, because we find out at the end his wife suspected something and helped set this entire thing up. I don't know how. At first I thought the whole concert was created just to be a trap, which is what they said. But this doesn't make this okay. Now as I'm paying attention to it more, I guess at the end we find out that the wife set the trap. But if she set the trap, she knew he was going to be there. And why didn't she just tell it almost takes away the entire plot of the movie. Why wouldn't she just say, this is where he is, these are his seats? Unless, did she say she called anonymously because she didn't want it to be true? Maybe that was what happened. I thought the entire movie was him trying to figure out a way out of this concert. Turns out that was like maybe the first half or the first hour of the movie. And then he figured a way out. He figured out a way by lying about his daughter, by basically getting in with the musician, the singer. And then the girl, what was she? Night Raven or something. She turned the tables and actually helped free a guy. She actually helped get the Lady Raven. That's her name. Lady Raven going after the butcher. I was gonna try to rhyme something with Ashton Kutcher. Anyway, the first half is him trying to figure out a way out of the concert. And that was kind of fun with him blending in. The concert has all these cops covered everywhere. And this British profiler, played by the girl from the original Parent Trap. So she went from Parent Trap to homicidal maniac trap. Haley Mills. It reminded me of like Malcolm McDowell in the Rob Zombie movies. I am going to profile you for the FBI. I is. She was okay. You know, it was like, I know who these people are. I am a doctor of psychopaths. I thought Josh Hartnett was good. I thought he was good. I thought his daughter was good. Where are you going, Dad? What are you doing? Don't you want to go downstairs? Like, he was a little creepy. M. Night, of course, is in it. He puts himself in every movie. He played the uncle of Lady Raven and actually got them backstage. There was little things where it's like, it was kind of like spelled out in the script, like giving us, the next, adventure. It's like, there's cops everywhere. There's no way out unless you're backstage. Oh, well, now you got to go backstage. And it's like, there's the only way out is with her and her limo. Well, you got to go through the limo. Like all these little things that were spelled out to them. The girl Riley had some girls, former friends who were like bitchy to her now and mean to her. And there was a couple scenes with one of the girls' moms interacting with Josh Hartnett. I thought I wanted him to snap at them, but I do like later when the girl ends up on stage that the brat daughter was like screaming at her mom, and the mom's like, "You're such a little beast." That cracked me up a little bit. Later on, we get to see the family, the son of the family, and the mom, which is Allison Pill, when I think she's like from Hocus Pocus, but I don't know that for certain. And she was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. She was in Goon. Let me go all the way back. Oh, no. If she was in Hocus Pocus, that would be one of the things she was most known for, isn't it? I mean, she was acting all the way back in the 90s. let's see. No, she wasn't in Hocus. Nope. Why did I think she was? Was she in the Ice Storm? What young movie was she, or TV show was she in that she became like known for? And the first thing that I see that I recognize is, really, we're in 2000 now? Okay, maybe I don't know her at all. I just know of her. And Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen? No, I don't really know that. Huh. Maybe the first time I saw her was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I did not know that. I thought she was a child actress who was in, like, well known for things. And maybe she was, but not for anything I know. Anyway, she played the mom. And at one point I thought the big thing was that she was in on it. But it turns out she followed him, suspected something, left the receipts behind, and I guess I'm going to say anonymously call. It's not as easy to say as I thought, because otherwise, why wouldn't she just say, hey, that's my dad. Oh, that's my husband. Go to the concert, pick him up. They had to be something. I guess the movie had to happen. At the end, he's like, please let me pick up my daughter's bicycle. And the little twist at the end is when he gets taken by the cops, he is, they zoom in on the bicycle and he realizes there's a spoke missing. And of course, if you have anything that's sharp and pointy in a television or movie, you can easily pick the lock of a handcuffs. Handcuffs, especially police handcuffs, I don't know what else they would be, but they seem to be the easiest things to pick in any TV show or movie. You could take a paperclip, don't worry, you're going to get out, you know? Maybe if your fingernail was long enough, boom, you'd be able to get out. I mean, it just seemed like, oh yeah, she was a child actress. Sorry, I'm on her IMDb page. I just don't know anything she was in. Anyway, he starts laughing and the camera goes away. And you're thinking, okay, the butcher's going to get away. Of course, now everyone knows who he is, so there's no more fun of going to kill people because he loves to kill and abduct people. They said they found pieces of bodies over the years. There's been, I guess, dozens of, or like a long time. They said like over a decade. We see one guy trapped in his basement. I liked all the close-ups of Josh Hartnett, all his reaction shots. I thought, he carried the movie. He had to carry the movie. I mean, he's the major star. Everyone else was fine. Haley Mills, again, as the British profiler, was like, she's all right. The daughter I thought was really good. Alison Pill was really good. And, the cops weren't that great when they just let some guy wander around and he get easily get away. He got away way too easily. But I like that you saw his monster, the monster in him. Like he put bottles of oil in a deep fryer so they would explode. He didn't care. You saw a girl kind of sick and he pushed her down the stairs. He didn't care. I liked when you see his face go from like the fake smile to just the emotionless nothing. He did really good. And again, the movie, I enjoyed it. I just enjoy these smaller movies. Yes, it's not perfect. And yes, I might have just completely picked a giant plot hole. Why didn't she just go to the police? But I'm going to put that up with, maybe she said a line and I missed it where, it's, I didn't want to believe it. So I set the trap instead of it, telling them, hey, I think my husband's the butcher. Go check on him. I guess. But yeah, no major twist. She drugged him. She's like, let's have a piece of pie. And I'm like, oh, that's going to end with the pie being poisoned. And it did. And I was waiting for something. So at some point he gets poisoned by the pie, but he gets up and he starts walking. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, he is more than meets the eye, not in a Transformers way, but in a supernatural way. He was reaching for this butcher knife, this cleaver. And at one point I thought, is it going to slide to him? Like I thought we were going to get something completely out of reality. Like it was somehow connected with Split, or like I thought maybe we'd get another Split glass, unbreakable connection. We didn't. He just seemed to be a regular person who was, just happened to be a psycho killer. Oh, Maybe I should put that in the theme song, but I feel like I've used that before in other movies, so maybe I won't. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm just recording now, then I go back and add the music later. So we shall see what I do. I'm so excited to find out. But I think that's it. I like these M. Night Shyamalan movies where they have some tension to them. It's not all about the twist. The Knock at the Cabin. There was no twist. At the end, I kept waiting for something to happen, and nothing. It just kind of was straightforward, and they just kind of everything that the people were looking to do was true and real, and there was no twist to it. And the same thing here. He was a killer, and he got caught, and he might get away. And that's pretty much everything that that's pretty much everything I have to say about this movie. So is it a shorter episode? Possibly. Do I care? Definitely not. Because it's 1 p.m. on a Friday, and the regular crowd shovels in. There's an old man sitting next to me. So I have half days on Friday in the summer, so that allowed me to finish the movie and record this to you right now. And I want to get it out early, too, because I'm going to see that rock band tonight, Tesla. Signs, signs everywhere, signs. Love will find a way. Those are the two biggest hits. And, I'm looking forward to that, but I wanted to make sure this show gets out and done to you before I head off to rock and roll all night. And part of Every Day, or that's a joke. Is that from and Part of Every Day? Is that from the movie with Paul Rudd slapping the bass? I forget. And with that, you realize I've gone on too long. I need to have some lunch and go take my dog for a walk. So it's Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. And then Sunday tomorrow marks the first full week of movie month. And that means Sunday I'm back at the movies for the second week in a row. That wasn't planned. It just kind of worked out that I got another discounted ticket, and it was for a movie I want to see, so I'm going to see it. Tomorrow, I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure what I'm going to watch, and I think while this movie was on a much smaller scale, the movie I'm planning to watch tomorrow is on a much, much, much larger scale. And that's all I'm going to say about that today. So until then, I want to thank you guys for sticking by the show and listening to every episode, listening multiple times, bringing your family into the room, having them listen, then going on Reddit and having comments and discussions about the podcast. And of course, then eventually, going to let's say you're working as a professor, you go to the dean or the provost and you say, hey, I think we should have a course on this specific podcast. And I thank you, Professor. I thank you most of all. Everyone else, thanks for listening. Well, big whoop. You didn't write a course about the show. Okay. Anyway, you can follow me on all the socials at Geek Mentality except TikTok, which is Geek Mentality Mike. The Facebook page is Fans Not Experts. The YouTube channel is Fans Not Experts, and that's because the website is fansnotexperts.com. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to go for a dog walk. Then I'm going to rock the night away. Now, that's Europe. I'm all over the place, but I am going to enjoy rock and roll music tonight. I will see you tomorrow, but until then, here is my theme song. This is my podcast. I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe, 'cause I'm kind of funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kind of handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans Not Experts.